Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back from the brand new video. Today's video, the dress rehearsal, is finally over now. It is time for the game that really matters this week. It's time for the big dance, ladies and gentlemen, as we face St Johnstone for the second time this week. However, it's cup quarter-final time. And that's honestly where my head is at and how I'm actually going in to this video to talk about the cup quarter-final, because this video isn't going to be to the norm or the same format and the same standard that we normally do preview videos, where we have the oppositional preview, then we have the Rangers conversation, and we end up with some team news. It's going to be slightly different because, listen, we all know I love to be cheap. And I love to be cheeky, just like Ashley's always, to subscribe to the channel if you are now around here. But even I'm not that cheap and I'm not that cheeky to sit here and talk about the same team, break them down, that I did 4 days ago. I'm not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, we're going to have more of a conversation about the game tomorrow. And I honestly think the circumstances that we all face is really unique going into this game and really different, and actually gives us something else to break down and discuss ahead of a game, because form doesn't matter. We can put that to one side and we don't need to sit here and speculate on how they're going to approach this game and how they're going to play, because that right there is took off the table, ladies and gentlemen, because we all know how this St Johnstone team is going to set up and how they're going to operate it, because we saw it just a couple days ago. And I'm going to revisit that game on Wednesday night. And I know a lot of people saying, there's no point paying any attention to it. But that's overlooking one major fact in that game. And that's the fact that we all saw two completely different managerial approaches for a cup quarter-final. You, on one hand, saw Callum Davidson, and he went out with his probably best 11, and the 11 that I imagine will be playing against us this weekend. He showed us his tactics. He showed us how he wants to set up and operate and try to stop Rangers, and that is with that high pitch press, everyone bursting their ass, everyone running, and not allowing Rangers any amounts of space to get on the ball and to dictate the play and get us going forward. They didn't want to give us any of that. Whilst on the other hand, you have Steven Gerrard's managerial approach to this cup game, which was to rest his maybe big game players. Again, I know some of the top players like Goldson and that all played in the game, but you could quite clearly see some of the vital cogs in the winning machine that has been Rangers this season was rested. And if you saw Steven Gerrard's interview after the game, he pretty much confirmed that he did have one eye on Sunday when picking his team and rotating who's in and who's out. Now again, despite us going ahead and making the 7 changes in the game, we still shouldn't have played as bad as that, and there again still a lot of frustrations there. And for the winners that always want to win every game, it is an annoying game on Wednesday night, but we can take one massive positive from that game, and that is that we've now saw with our own eyes and with our experience playing against St Johnstone and how they're going to play in the cup quarter-final. That never happens, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a guessing game, but we are now fully prepared. The manager, the coaching staff, and more importantly the players know exactly what type of game it's going to be at the weekend. And I honestly think that fact is going underneath the radar for a lot of people, because there's not going to be, Rangers were caught off guard with that, or they were surprised about how St Johnstone approached the game. No, we know they're going to be in our face now. And after we drew with Hamilton just after Christmas, you saw a couple other teams trying to do that. If you remember, a lot of people point to the Hamilton game, but then forget we saw that over the next couple of weeks. But every single game, teams abandoned that very early on in the game because we absolutely took them to task. So that'll be the challenge for this Rangers team again. Get the ball down and slice when they are coming, because we've done it all season long. Now's an opportunity to do it again. Now, I know all this is a bit nerdy and it's not as sexy or as interesting as winning stats and forms and normally what we break down, but I find this type of thing quite interesting to think about, and it does tickle the old pickle. And I just feel like what we're going to see on Sunday is not only the two teams going at it and just giving absolutely everything, but we're going to see which managerial approach worked best. Was it Callum Davidson getting his team prepared, getting them in the right place and trying to get them confidence in the 11 that they can cause Rangers problems? Or is it going to be Steven Gerrard, who did make those changes and now has the experience and knows what he's up against to come in to this cup quarter-final? Something has to give, ladies and gentlemen. Can you guess which one I want it to be? And if I'm honest with you, that's me kind of done and dusty for the preview part of today's video. Despite many people writing off that Wednesday game, as I've already explained, for me, there was important bits and pieces throughout the actual game, and I'm pretty damn sure that both teams will be taking something from that game and bringing it in to Sunday. So it's going to be gearing up to be a very, very interesting Cup quarter-final. But all I want to say once again is that Rangers team that played on Wednesday night isn't the same Rangers team that we'll be seeing on Sunday. And I think that difference right there will be massively apparent within the first 10 minutes. It certainly shouldn't start the way it started on Wednesday night, where St Johnstone got 2 free shots on goal. Nah, I didn't expect it to be like that, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope from the first whistle to the last, we remind them that the big boys are here now. We're back to the ruthless Rangers team, and we're chasing another trophy. But before you click off today's video, there is still important Rangers things that we need to talk about. So let's dive in to the Rangers squad, because again, late last night we got the information that we've been waiting we held breath for over the last 48 hours, and that was the outcome of the SFA's suspension of Patterson, Bassett, Zungu, Brian Kinnear and our boy Dapple. We obviously appealed it. It took this long to get put in, which to dismay of a lot of people, but a bit of a smile to this guy. But surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, the actual outcome is the fact that the SFA has went like that with Rangers' appeal. That with Rangers' genuine questions on why these players are getting this amount, but this guy got this and this guy got this. They've took all of that, ripped up, threw it over the shoulders, and all players will be suspended for the 6 games, with 4 being served instantly and 2 being suspended. Which, just in case you're wondering, by the way, yes, cup games, including tomorrow, will count a part of the 4-game suspension. So if we go on a run, if we make it to the final that we all want, there will be opportunities to still see Bassey, Patterson and Zungu before the season's ended. And especially with our boy Patterson, we need to see him playing football, especially with the fact that we've been teased now twice over the last 4 days about having Patterson and Tavernier in the same frickin' 11, ladies and gentlemen. That right there just got the old plums plumping. And I know Tavernier kind of went more of the joker out when he spoke about it the day, saying that he wants to play up top. He keeps saying to the gaffer, look at me in the finishing drills, play me up top, gaffer. That's the way Tavernier's went about that. But it's Gary McAllister's interview on Tuesday night that really stood out to me, because there was no joke there. There was no wee back and forth with the reporter. No, he was saying there is formations out there that we can eventually see where Patterson and Tavernier are in the same starting 11 for Rangers, and that prospect right there just gets me. I don't know how it'll work. Maybe Tavernier moving a wee bit further forward up the park. Maybe Tavernier get moved more centrally. It could be a number of things, ladies and gentlemen. They are 2 very, very talented players, but we know they're trying to developing Patterson as a right back, so it'll be Tavernier that may be moved in that as well, and that there gets very, very interesting. We might see a Rickson scenario where obviously Rickson was moved from right back into the centre mid, and for me that's where Rickson played his best football. So there may be an opportunity where we see Tavernier move, but again, that might be a conversation from another day, because it doesn't affect tomorrow, but it will affect at some point this season, and that then will be a very, very interesting video to make. But before I get lost in the idea of maybe Tavernier playing that right centre mid role, having that defensive side on that as well, before I get lost in that, it's time to actually move on then, shall we? And I think the next place we need to go is the rest of the injury team news, where again, unfortunately, Katic and Ryan Jack are obviously out from the season, and Balogun, who is edging closer, but he's not ready to be involved in the game. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and going into this massive game with everyone that we've got available, I don't think we've got many complaints given the squad we've got, given the amount of games that we've actually played. So it's going to be a big starting 11 for Steve Gerrard, and I think honestly we will see who he really believes is out and out best players that's obviously available. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the old conversation done for the Cup quarter-final. Now all that's left for us today is try to take all that information, take all that conversation and try to make a prediction on, which again I was 1 goal off with, by the way. Unfortunately it was a 1 goal for St Johnstone rather than Rangers, but still I am always 1 goal off, so I'm turning it around. This is it. I'm feeling it in the coconuts, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to go with Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. My goal scorers are none other than Alfredo Morelos, Tavernier and Joe Aribo. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is us done and dusty with today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've tried to make it a little bit different so I wasn't repeating myself given what we've done on Tuesday. And if you're watching, I greatly appreciate it. I'd love to know what your thoughts and opinions are going into this cup game. And if you have got involved down there in the comments section below, I will be speaking to you very shortly. But if you didn't mind hitting the like button as well before we wrap up today's video, that helps people find this individual video, which obviously gets the word out about the channel. So if you are watching, if you don't mind hitting it, that'd be greatly appreciated. But to everyone, I will see you after the game. Enjoy your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the sun and hopefully enjoying the actual freaking game. Take care of yourselves. All the best and bye-bye.